What's up, guys? It's Light Spiral here, and today I'm bringing you a I just recorded a TOI 100 video. This is a Giants B10 video using Bastet, the what is it called? Water Desert Queen. Um, I was looking through some of the videos I made, and I was realizing that I've never once made a video about Bastet, and I pulled my Bastet like 8 months ago, something like that. I don't know. I pulled my Bastet a long time ago, and I never made any videos about her. So I thought that was kind of weird that I got an at 5 and didn't make any videos about her. But I think for the most part, the only reason I did that was because I didn't 6-star her. So I keep moving my thing back because there's like the sun starting like here. You can see it like on my hand. And when my face is in the sun, then I look really pale. So I'm trying to not be right in the sun. But so here's the team right here. I'll show you the runes after I show you the run. It's not farmable or anything. I'm basically using Bastet as attack buff right here. So I'm using Doublelutions. Of course, there's a lot of replacements you could use for Doublelutions, but I wanted to use Doublelutions because they're good in Giants. And they ignore defense because normally I use Galleon in Giants, but Bastet does the AoE attack buff and has the chance to do AoE defense break too, actually. But since sometimes you don't get the AoE defense break, I like to use ignore defense, which is where Lucians come in handy. So yeah, this is double Lucian team. If you don't have Lucians, there's a million replacements you could use here. I'm basically using this Bastet like you would use Shannon. In fact, I used to run this exact team with Shannon instead of Bastet in. Like the double Lucian, Bernard, Bella, Shannon. I ran that team, I don't know, probably like a year ago or something. A while ago, I used to run that team. And but replacements you could use for these double Lucians is honestly any damage dealer you have that works in Giants. So obviously stuff like, I don't know, if like Trevor and stuff is not going to be great in Giants, but Giants damage dealers will replace Lucian just fine. Preferably AoE, of course, or at least preferably you have one AoE just to make the first 4 go quicker. Honestly, the what's it called? Single targets are better for this boss stage right here. But what Bastet brings to the table in Giants that's actually useful is the attack buff and shield is helpful. Of course, if you do not have any damage dealers in your team, the attack buff is not going to be as helpful. And then Bastet just died right there. It happens sometimes. It's just we didn't get a attack debuff on this boss somehow, even though my Bastet is on max accuracy. And my Bernard's not on max accuracy, actually, but he still failed to land the attack debuff until now, basically, until a second ago. So this is going to work, but I'll show you this run again to hopefully show that that was just a bad RNG run and that this team isn't always going to be like that. It was a 2-minute run, so this is actually not a terrible time at all. But yeah, like I said, I'll show you the run. I'll show you another run just to show you that that wasn't, like, it doesn't always lose. But what Bastet brings to the table anyways is she brings the attack buff if you are using damage dealers. The shield is good, but if you have no damage dealers, the defense buff that Shannon would provide, or any other defense buffer for that matter would provide, is a lot better than the shield. Like, defense buff's just better than shield for tanky monsters. And then the first skill does the attack debuff, which is super useful in Giants, especially when you have a Bernard with 10 accuracy like mine, because my Bernard is ruined for Arena. So I have my fastest runes on Bernard. I did not my fastest runes did not happen to have accuracy on them. So my Bernard is literally on, like, I think 10 accuracy. 10 or 15 or something like that. I'll show you the runes after this run on everyone, in case you guys are looking to replicate this team or replicate something similar. But so the attack buff is super handy, especially, like I said, when your Bernard has no accuracy. And then the second skill has a chance to do AoE, defense break, and glancing hit. It also does the heal block, but there's not a single monster in this dungeon that heals itself. So the heal block basically is not, might as well not be a debuff. Um, but yeah, the glancing hits are nice when you land it. But with me and Bastet, I never rely on Bastet to land debuffs, or at least specific debuffs, just because mine is not max skilled. In fact, I don't think it has a single skill up. But so, well, I think it has like a 50% chance to land each debuff. So it's just, I don't rely on it. But so here we actually did get the attack break in the beginning, which is nice. So I think this should be safer. I don't have anything to cleanse the defense break. So if you wanted to make this a step safer, replace one of the Lucians for, I don't know, Vero or something, Kona if you want. But I mean, Vero is your best option, and a lot of people already have Vero. But so right now, the boss has every debuff that Bastet is going to apply. Attack break, defense break, heal block, and glancing hit. So if you had an Amir in this situation, you got 5 debuffs that you have to stack his damage. So if you are using Amir instead of Illusion, that's pretty nice. This was 219, so it's not slow or anything, and you can see that run was not close to failing or anything. So yeah, the first run was just bad RNG, like I said. I didn't get the attack break until Bastet was already dead. But I'll show you the runes on all these guys, and yeah, I'll show you the runes real quick. So you can see here's my Lucian. He's got max skills. I'm not going to go over each rune individually with anything but Bastet, because that's like the focus, so I'll do it on Bastet. But I'll just tell you what to look out for when if you're trying to replicate my stuff. Max skills is always super helpful, but besides max skills, just note the crit damage, the crit rate. Of course, this is bonus. 85 crit rate in Giants on Illusion is 100 because element advantage. But so, whatever. Note it's 100 crit rate basically. Crit damage, the speed, the attack. Of course, HP is preferable in this team because it's not a YOLO team. But the team I normally run is no healers, so I'm not really. My Lucian is going to get one shot anyways, so I'm like, I don't care about HP. I have a video. I think I have multiple videos of different sub 1 minute Giants B10 teams if you do want to check those out. But that's my first Lucian. Here's my Bernard. This is my fast. I have him on my fastest set. So if you're trying to ruin him for Giants, just get him fast with HP and 45 accuracy, because that's the accuracy cap in Giants. But he's max skilled, which I'm sure most of you guys have max skilled Bernards. But you would want more accuracy if you're going to run this team. You don't need this much speed, and this amount of HP is probably about right. 25,000. You could probably get away with less, like 20,000 or something, but that works. Here's my second Lucian, which is almost identical in stats to my other one, but it's got 10 less crit damage and about 100 more attack power, and it's not max skilled. So yeah, here's my other Lucian. And then my Bella, it's on Violent. You don't need Violent, but of course it's preferred. It's got max accuracy. Note the speed, HP, and defense. So this HP and defense is enough for it to stay alive. And then the speed plus the violent set is enough to make it solo heal just fine and keep the attack buff off. So that's the Bella. And then here's Bastet. He's like the highlight monster. Yeah, you'll see. I have 0 skill ups in Bastet. I might skill her up someday. I'll skill her up someday, I'm sure. But just at the point I'm at right now, I don't need Bastet that much. Focus, Revenge, Blade. This is not ideal at all. Ideally, you'll get either Violent or Despair. Which one's better? I'm not sure which one's better. I think they're both good, but I don't have either of them, so yeah. And then in terms of the offset, if you're using her in PvP, Will is a good offset, and if you're using her in something like a dungeon like this, Energy, Focus, Guard, whatever will work. But Blade is the useless, and Revenge isn't useless, but it's not the best in the world. But the stats to note is she has max accuracy in Giants, just barely. She's got exactly enough, 45. She's pretty fast. It's like what, 195. How much HP is that? 23,000 ish, and then about 1,000 defense, 1,100 defense, something like that. I'll show you the runes each. This rune, and she's on speed, HP, and defense. You can go back and pause it if you do need to see this again. But that's Bastet's runes, and more or less what I have to say about like, to sum it up, what I have to say about Bastet in Giants is I think the best way to utilize Bastet is as a Shannon replacement. But even if you are using her as a Shannon replacement, there are pros and cons to both. Shannon might honestly be a little better just because of it. Well, it depends. If you think you need the AoE speed debuff, Shannon will be a lot better. But if your Bernard is lacking accuracy like mine, you'll definitely want the Bastet so you can land the attack debuff. So it just depends basically on your Bernard. If your Bernard's got enough accuracy, Shannon might actually be better in this than Bastet. And if your Bernard does not have enough accuracy, I would definitely recommend Bastet. That's assuming you have Bastet, of course. And it's kind of weird to say that a Nat 2 is going to be better than a Nat 5 in this situation. But it does happen sometimes. And yeah, that's just I don't know, just the way this game goes sometimes. But that's really all I have for this video, guys. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, just leave it in the comment section. Also, if there's any other videos you want to see, you can also leave that in the comment section. But that's really all I have for today, though, guys. So may the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows.